If you're making videos on YouTube to scale your business, sign more clients, you know how important it is to nail your video scripts. But when you try to write your video scripts, it just feels like too much and you cannot find a clear way to share the value that you want to share. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact process I use to write high converting YouTube video scripts. And I'm also going to show you when, where, and how to use AI in this entire scripting process. And this method works for service providers, info businesses, and pretty much anyone selling anything on YouTube. Just so you know who I am, my name is Shamit and I run a YouTube agency. And all I talk about is business YouTube content or how to grow an agency or an info business using organic YouTube content. Having said that, let's just jump right into the video. So before you open Google Docs or Notion to start writing that video script, there are some foundations that you need to have in order to make or in order to write a high converting YouTube video script. First one is your video script should always speak your ICP's language. And when I say you need to speak your ICP's language, I don't mean it in a way that you have to speak English or Turkish or Spanish. Like, it's pretty obvious if you're selling to people in the US or United States, you have to speak English, right? You have to speak their language. But what I am referring to is that you need to actually speak the language that they use in the business or in their day-to-day life, right? So let me just give you a quick example of what I mean by that. Let's suppose a person is doing B2B, he's selling to other businesses, right? So when you're selling to other businesses, you have to talk about systems, ROI, how to save more time, how to make more money, and all of that stuff, because that is literally what businesses care about. They don't care about your editing style or the background light that you have. They only care about what is in the video that you can help them with, right? You can make them more money, or you can help them save more time, or you can help them develop a system that can scale their business. That's literally what B2B is about. And on the flip side, there's a person selling to customers, or he's doing B2C. When you're selling to B2C, of course, I'm going to take an example of someone creating content. So let's suppose someone is selling a info product to teenagers. So when you're selling to this type of traffic, you have to be more relatable to them. Like, you have to show them how easy it is to make money or how easy it is to escape this matrix. I know it sounds cringe, but let's just take it as an example. Now, this traffic actually cares a lot about your editing style, your background, your camera setup, and all of that stuff, because they need these tricks to help them keep watching the video, because of course these are teenagers and their mind is not that mature yet, and they just care about dopamine shots that they're getting from watching these videos. And one thing I like to do to make sure that I really speak my ICP's language is I create a detailed ICP behavior doc. It contains everything about my ideal customer profile or client profile, how they behave to certain statements, what are the exact like to the T, what are the problems that they're facing, what are the some of things that pisses them off. All of that stuff is in this behavior doc. And of course, use this document whenever you're writing a video script to really make sure that you speak to their desires, to their exact pain points. And let me just show you how it looks like. Of course, I'm gonna blur the information, but you'll get the idea how does that look like and how to write that document by yourself. So this is kind of how it looks like. It is a 10-page document. Everything is about them, their core problems, 5 things they fear about, 5 things they like. So this is like really detailed document. Whenever you're writing your video scripts, make sure it is aligned with this document as well. So you're really making sure that you're speaking your ICP's language and speaking to their deep pain points, because that is what will make them book a call with you or buy your service. And if you don't know how to write this detailed behavior doc, just DM me on any of my socials that are all linked down in the description, and I'll help you out. Next thing, moving on, we have is your video script has to be aligned with your video packaging and the topic of the video. One mistake that people make while creating YouTube videos is that the video thumbnail tells a completely different story than the video itself. Avoid clickbaiting people and make sure that the thumbnail of your video and the packaging of the video, so the title, thumbnail, and the introduction of your video should be aligned with the rest of your video. And this is simply possible by nailing your video idea first, and then of course the packaging of the video, because these are the two processes that are above the video script. Because if your video idea is bad, it doesn't matter how good of a packaging you have, and if your packaging is bad, it doesn't matter how good the content is in the video itself, because no one is going to click on the video, right? So these are the two things that I think you need to have, or these are kind of the foundations of a video script. So once you've nailed the foundations, you can now move on to the structure of your script. Now there are 3 main parts of a video script. The first is the introduction or the hook of the video. The second is the body of the video, and lastly you have call to actions or CTAs. For the introduction, I like to use CRAS framework. C stands for confirming why the viewer clicked. So the first 5 seconds should be you confirming the click of the viewer, because they saw the thumbnail first, they saw the title first, then they clicked on the video. You have to confirm why they saw the thumbnail and what they're going to get in the video, right? After that, you just have to relate to the viewers. This is like you speaking directly to the viewer so that they know that this video was made for them. And the next step is you establishing your authority or showing your credibility, right? If you have some amazing results that you think you should speak about, add them in the introduction of your video. There's no point of you showing your results in the body of the video or in the call to actions. Of course, like that is not the wrong place, but it is optimal for you to establish your authority while in the introduction of the video, because then the viewer is actually convinced that you know their problem and you might actually know their solution to the problem as well. So that's why they're going to watch the full video, and the whole point of this introduction is just to hook them and keep them watching the entire video. And after that, after establishing your authority, you can actually state your solution. So take an example of this video. I said that I'm going to show you how to write a high converting video script. So my solution is that I'm showing you how to write a high converting video script, and that was my promise as well. One quick thing, if you run an agency or an info business and you want to scale past that 20K per month mark using YouTube, that's exactly what we do on a done for you basis. We handle ideation, scripting, editing, post-production, and even SEO and posting of these YouTube videos, and you just have to record for 2 to 4 hours a month. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you, check the first link in the description below, or you can also message me on any of my socials that are also linked down below. Having said that, back to the video. Now there is a common mistake that a lot of founders make, and it just ruins the attention of your video, and a lot of people just click off the video in the first 10 to 15 seconds. So the mistake is that they add a hard CTA in the introduction of the video. So they say something like book a call with the links down below or go to my landing page, etc., right? Which is completely wrong, because if someone just clicked on your video, you don't know if they've already watched your content or is it first time they're seeing you. You can say something like DM me on my Instagram to get this lead magnet or something. That is a soft CTA, and it is completely fine if you're doing it in the introduction. That was the introduction of the video. Then you can move on to the next step, which is the body of the video. Now there are two objectives of the body of the video, or the main part of the video, right? First is to fulfill the promise that you made in the introduction. The second is to answer any possible questions from the viewer, or you can say pre-handling these objections. So for fulfilling the promise, it totally depends on what is the video topic and idea. If you're creating a video about how to scale past 10K per month using Instagram, that depends on what system you use and all of that stuff, and that is actually you fulfilling the promise. This is pretty much self-explanatory. The second one is answering any possible question from the viewer. So the one question that you might have right now is, how do you actually find these questions that your ICP has while watching your YouTube video? So let me actually show you the process I use to find these questions that my ICP has while watching my YouTube content. So I like to use ChatGPT for this. You can actually create a custom project, upload that ICP behavior log that I talked about before, and then just add this prompt. So let me actually show you what the prompt looks like. Project settings. So this is the prompt that I used. It is a lengthy prompt. You can just DM me on any of my socials, or I might attach it down below in the description. So just use that prompt and the ICP behavior doc that you have. Then you can actually just type in the topic of the video, and it will actually show you the exact 10 questions that your ICP has while watching your video, right? So let me just show you how it looks like. So the topic of the video is So as you can see, it gave me 10 questions that my viewer has while watching this YouTube scripting video, right? This is actually really beneficial because it actually pre-handles all of the objections and actually builds the trust with them, right? Because when you answer the question that they have in their mind, you just win their trust and build immense trust with them. So this is something I like to do, to find that questions that my ICP has, and of course answer them in the body of the video. So how do you structure the body of your YouTube video? I actually like to break the concept into like labeled chunks. So for this video, I had some you can say bullet points that I wanted to talk about in this video. First one was the foundations of a video script. The second one was the introduction. then the body of the video which you're watching right now, and then the CTA, or you can say the call to action. You can actually try writing word for word scripts. Many YouTube gurus tell you that you should not write your video word for word, but I actually oppose that. If that's something that you're comfortable with, you should actually write word for word video scripts. Both of them are correct ways. Whatever works for you works for you. And then the last step is the call to actions, or the CTAs. I like to use the 3-step CTA system. So first one is the introduction CTA. It has to be a soft CTA and can be used for lead magnets. But one thing you need to make sure is that you should not hard sell people on the introduction, right? Save it for the mid-roll CTA or the outer CTA. But what is a mid-roll CTA? So this is a hard CTA, as I mentioned. It can be you directing people to your landing page or booking a call, and it is used in the body of the video, kind of in the middle of the video. So if your video is 10 minutes long, you can add a mid-roll CTA in like 5 minutes or 5 to 6 minutes. So the last CTA is the outer CTA. This can actually be a soft CTA and a hard CTA. It just depends on the video. So for example, if you're doing the free course video or a really in-depth video, then you can actually add hard CTA or even multiple mid-roll CTAs. But if your video was like 1 minute or 2 minutes long, which is like very rare, then I suggest you not having a hard CTA, but direct them to other videos on your channel. And that's it for this video. If you have any questions, you can DM me on any of my socials that are linked down below, or you can also work with us on a done for you basis by checking the first link in the description. And I'll see you in the next video.